You want me to indicate a product for which there is no clinical data?
Senator,
is that what you want?
That if she refused to sign off on your changes to the childhood vaccine schedule, that she had to resign?
No, I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no. So if you had an employee who told you they weren't trustworthy, would you ask them to resign, Senator?
So I'm sorry, but this is not what she has said publicly. She has said
I'm not surprised about that.
So you're saying she's lying?
Yes.
Everybody is corrupt, but you? Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
Clinton Jaws, here I am. Please like this video. It's the only thing I care about. RFK Jr., I watched it all day today. I don't even know, 3 or 4 hours? It was long. It was really, really long. It was really, really good. A lot of it was about the... Well, it's a word I don't like saying on here. Rachel Maddow will sum it up.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means the vaccines will get us to the end of this.
Did you guys know that? Oh, God. I can't believe I found that. It was so good with RFK. It was probably the best job I've seen when it comes to testifying in front of this committee. He got everybody in every direction. And I was, tell you the truth, I was a little bit worried to watch RFK. Mostly because of Jim Brewer.
I like RFK, but I like him. I'm so glad he didn't become president because you can't listen to that.
Love it.
Can we get an interpreter? Can we talk to Robbie? Robbie, tell him what you want to say. I want to tell him that I'm going to have to vaccinate and big pharmaceutical, those demons have been killing our children. What?
By the way, that was the funniest. I'm going to show you 3 minutes of Jim Brewer doing a post-election meltdown clip. I did a video about it. It is hilarious. I'm going to show it at the end. You guys got to watch it. Before we get to Warren and Sanders today, I'm going to show you how RFK performed with a couple of clips. Watch this.
This is crazy talk. You're just making stuff up.
To prescribe a vaccine for children. I'm not making things up. Do you know how the FDA approval process works and what happens?
I know exactly.
Do you know what an off-label prescription is?
I know exactly how it works. I know exactly how it works.
So why behind closed doors?
It's not behind closed doors. The industry makes the studies, and they could not provide a study that said that it is effective for healthy kids. So the data is all public.
Now parents who decide that they do want their children to have
You're just making stuff up, Senator.
I'm not
You're
making
just
stuff
making stuff up.
You know, injecting
You're
science.
making things up to scare people, and it's a lie.
I have 2 other quick questions for you.
These questions or statements? Because I can answer that question if it's actually a question.
Do you believe in having the ACA? Do you think the women on the steps of the Capitol were a hoax yesterday?
I don't know about any women on the steps of the Capitol.
The women who were talking about Epstein. Do you think they were a hoax yesterday?
Do I think they were?
Do you think they were perpetrating a hoax yesterday?
Perpetuating a hoax?
Yeah.
I have no idea what they were saying. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
You're hearing about the women on the Capitol steps saying that they believe that the Epstein information should be made public? That's the first you're hearing about it?
Not everybody's into Epstein. Not everybody cares about it anymore. There's a lot of people that don't even want to hear about it. Some people are sick of it.
I wish politicians would look out for minors and not just minors on an island somewhere.
I've got 2 kids, as we discussed when we met, that have chronic illnesses. I'm not sure that the focus on red dye and seed oils are going to fully solve that problem.
Of course they won't. We are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. And maybe you're listening to a selective group of people.
Well, you get me.
Yeah, and I will.
Fine.
I will tell you what, Senator. I will put my mailbag against your mailbag any day of the week.
30 seconds.
Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years, while the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%.
What do you got to say about that?
And you said nothing. You never asked the question why it's happening. Why is this happening? Today, for the first time in 20 years, we've learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here. It's because of what happened during the Biden administration that we're going to end.
You know that guy's going to die soon. Let's get into it. Let's watch it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So last November, while you were under consideration to become Secretary of Health and Human Services, Mr. Kennedy, you said, quote, if vaccines are working for somebody, I'm not going to take them away. No exceptions, no ifs, ands, or buts. You would not take away vaccines from anyone.
Imagine if these people were your parents.
Then last week, you announced that the COVID-19 vaccine is no longer approved for healthy people under the age of 65. In announcing the change, you said the vaccine will be available for anyone who wants it. Now, obviously, both things cannot be true at the same moment.
Good point.
So let's clear this up right now, Secretary Kennedy. Will you tell America that all adults and all children over 6 months of age are eligible to get a COVID booster at their local pharmacy today?
Anybody can get the booster.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it, Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
And that is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed the classification of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people, Senator.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is everyone who wants it. That was your promise,
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying?
Of course not.
When you said that, because you are the one who said you would not take them away. Now, Senator Kennedy,
I'm not taking them away from anybody.
Secretary, you
want me to indicate a product for which there is no clinical data?
Senator,
is that what you want?
Secretary Kennedy, you said you wouldn't, and now you did.
I'm not taking them away. Everybody can get access to them.
No, they can't walk into a pharmacy the way they could last month and get access to
It depends on the states.
A year ago,
but they can still get it. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get it, Senator. You want me to recommend every product in the world?
No,
so that without any clinical trial data.
Through on your promises.
Yeah, my promise was to give.
A month ago, we could get COVID vaccines by just walking.
You can still get COVID vaccines, Senator.
You are taking that away.
No, you are still. You can still get the COVID vaccines, and Medicare will still pay for them, and Medicaid will still pay for them.
Tell the head of the CDC that if she refused to sign off on your changes to the childhood vaccine schedule, that she had to resign.
No, I told her that she had to resign because I asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said no. So if you had an employee who told you they weren't trustworthy, would you ask them to resign, Senator?
So I'm sorry, but this is not what she has said publicly. She has said
I'm not surprised about that.
So you're saying she's lying?
Yes. Every conversation I had with her, there
And
were
let me get
witnesses.
this straight. This is the same person that less than a month earlier, you stood next to her and described her as unimpeachable. And you had full confidence in
Blew up in her
her,
face.
and that you had full confidence in her scientific credentials. And in a month, she became a liar? Is
Yeah,
that what
you
you're
should
saying?
ask her what changed. And by the way, a month ago, you were voting against her. Oh, because you thought she was either incompetent, ineligible, or unsuited to the task.
I voted
Now I
against her
agree
because
with
I
you.
was afraid she was going to bend the knee to you and Donald Trump. And it looks like she didn't bend the knee, so you fired her. Look, you are putting America's babies' health at risk, America's seniors' health at risk, all Americans' health at risk,
he is.
and you should resign.
Senator Sanders.
Good comeback. That's our best comeback, guys. You should resign. God, he got her. Now it's Sanders' turn. Let's watch Bernie. What do I talk about?
Just want to pick up on Senator Warren's point. Are you telling us that the former head of CDC went to you, you asked her, are you a trustworthy person? And she said, no, I am not a trustworthy person?
I don't like being manipulated. That's why there's only one platform that informs me, and that's Ground News. Ground News is an app and a website that pulls together news from over 50,000 sources around the world. For every story, it shows you political bias, factual reliability, and even who owns the outlet reporting it. It's everything the corporate press doesn't want you to see. Take this recent story. Trump is basically suing everyone involved for $10 billion, claiming defamation over reports about an alleged letter he wrote to Jeffrey. The story has been covered by more than 600 news sources. When you compare headlines for yourself, you can see the major split in how outlets are covering the story. This left-leaning publication, using phrases like counterattacks, and asserts that Trump is seeking to extinguish the Epstein fire. And on the right, this publication calls out Rupert Murdoch in the Wall Street Journal by name and calls the bombshell report a hit piece. As usual, two different realities dependent on where you get your news. And the blind spot feature, that's my favorite part. It shows you the stories your side doesn't even mention. The stuff they'd rather you never see. If you actually care about the full picture, check out Ground News. Use my link, ground.news/jaws, or scan the QR code that you see on the screen and receive 40% off the Vantage plan. That gives you full access to all the features I just showed you, and it helps support my channel. That's ground.news/jaws. The link is in the description.
She didn't say, no, I'm not a trustworthy person. She said, no.
Wow.
Giving a quote. And I asked her
No,
twice.
1 second. And you're also repeating now that she is a liar, correct? What you wrote in the Wall Street
If
Journal.
she wrote that I fired her because she refused to sign on in advance for the ASIP committee, no, that's not accurate.
All right, so you're calling her a liar, and I look forward to her coming before the Help Committee, maybe this committee as well. All right, Mr. Secretary,
Oh,
I
man.
got a bunch of questions. Appreciate it.
Dude, this guy is I'm afraid that he's going to pull a muscle in his heart. This guy's grossing me out back there.
Brevity in answering it.
Okay, can I just say something? Look at this. I just seen it. What is this dude thinking? Does he think this makes him look prettier? Could you imagine if this was dangling from RFK? What are you doing? Oh, you look gorgeous back there. With your earring dangling. Oh.
So-called beautiful bill threw 15 million Americans off of health care, substantially raised premiums, and it's going to have a terrible impact on nursing homes, community health centers, rural hospitals all over America. Very briefly, is that really making America healthy again?
Imagine if that's your dad.
It's going to have it's going to be the biggest infusion of federal dollars into rural health care in American history.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're cutting $150 billion for rural hospitals. You're putting $50 billion back. That's not an infusion. That's a loss of $100 billion. All right,
it easy,
next
little
question. President Trump, who I don't usually agree with, called COVID vaccines, quote, one of the greatest miracles in the history of modern-day medicine that saved tens of millions of lives
I like his answer here.
worldwide. Scientific community agrees with Trump. Lancet study found that it prevented almost 20 million deaths during their first year of use. Secretary Kennedy, are President Trump and the medical community right, or do you still believe that the COVID vaccine was, quote, the deadliest vaccine ever made.
No, first of all, I didn't say that. Oh, I said that in terms of affairs reports a while ago. I said today, I think that President Trump should get the Nobel Prize.
So who's right? Is Trump in the medical community right, or are you right?
President Trump did an extraordinary piece of leadership.
Is he right or wrong? Did COVID save millions of lives?
As I said, he got Americans back to work. At that time, that particular vaccine was perfectly matched to the virus that was circulating then. And I have no idea how many lives it saved, but it saved quite a few.
Who are who are the organizations that are agreeing with you in casting aspersions on vaccines?
The primary advisors are Marty McCary, Jay Bhattacharya, Dr. Oz, Vinay Prasad.
So you got a few doctors who agree with you, and I'm giving you the
Not
name.
a few doctors. What you're talking about is there's a big difference, Senator, between established science and the scientific establishment, which has been co-opted by the pharmaceutical industry.
So you're telling the American people that the American Medical Association, representing hundreds of thousands of people, have been co-opted and that they should not trust their doctors.
And I'm
the
telling
American
you,
Academy of Pediatrics, and by the way, just for the record, every single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
And I'm telling you, the American Heart Association has been co-opted by the food
Everybody but you, Senator. But you know what? When you ran for president, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were already president, you got a billionaire behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million. Every Republican got corporate PAC money for the pharmaceutical industry. Democrats as well. Everybody is corrupt, but you? Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The issue is every time anyone disagrees with you...
Are you saying the pharmaceutical industry was supporting my presidential campaign?
I'm saying,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the pharmaceutical industry is a greedy institution which is charging us the highest prices in the world. They are pervasive. But to suggest that every institution, the AMA, the pediatrics people, is corrupt because they disagree with you is an insult to the American people.
Listen, people disagree with me all the time. I have arguments in my agency, heated arguments every day with Jay Bhattacharya, with Marty McCary, with Dr. Oz.
You have given the names of a few people. I have given you the names of organizations representing hundreds of thousands of doctors and scientists. I yield, Mr. President.
Senator Tillis.
Oh, so good, guys. And I know what RFK says when he says, I don't know how many lives it saved. I don't know how many lives that virus took. How many lives did the virus take? I could tell you, my wife's a nurse at a long-term care home, and when Betsy had 1 week to live, and then all of a sudden she contracted COVID, you know how they listed her death, right? My point is, it's a fact that the stats are wrong. In fact, they're way off.
They scared the snot. The anti-Trumpers were like, oh my God, if he gets in, we're just... Goodbye to my body, I mean... It's like, they're Nazis. Think about how hard that'd be. They're not the end of our democracy. I didn't see any of the videos of the rallies going, everybody uns line up. We need everybody's name who ends with Stein and Berg to come to the front. And women, your life is over. Back in the house, release the dogs. We told you they were Nazis. You people lost your minds over that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I like RFK. But I like him. I'm so glad he didn't become president because you can't listen to that. Ask me if Democratic Party, and no, I didn't. They left me.
Love it.
Can we get an interpreter? Can we talk to Robbie? Robbie, tell him what you want to say. I want to tell him that I'm going to efficacy and big pharmaceutical. Those demons have been killing our children. What? Bobby said everything's going to be cool.